I got the bloodlust. Me too. I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror. This is episode 220 of the program. Tonight we're talking about the newest M. Night Shyamalan film, Knock at the Cabin, adapted from the Paul Tremblay novel, The Cabin at the End of the World. My name's Amy, I'm your fearless leader, joined as always by my lovely talented co-host, Jamie.
Yo.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, excuse me.
You all right there?
Yeah.
Had a lot of fluctuating weird weather anomalies this week. Ice storms.
Did you get the warning about tomorrow's winter
storm? No. What's tomorrow?
It's a rainy, icy mix.
Oh, okay. Another wintry mix.
Another
I'll
wintry
work from
mix.
home.
Yep. I'll probably go in the morning and then leave.
That's wise.
Yep.
Listeners, hope you've been braving the weather okay. Hope you have power and all that. Have a lot of people out here with no power in the Midwest. A lot of people flooding on the West Coast. Hi, Caesar.
He has to make his presence known.
Oh,
and then hi, boss.
And then boss. Not to be outdone. We went and bought some, after we saw the movie, we went to the pet store and we bought a couple of new toys. So there's just stuffing all over my living room.
I'll bet.
And the teeniest, tiniest part of the squeaker, not like the plastic bladdery part of the squeaker, but just the part that's like a little reed in plastic. Barbie was able to get one of those out already. That's how precise she is. Those little chompers.
She's something else.
She's like a little surgeon. And that actually kind of, in a weird way, is a good segue to our roundtable for this episode, which is another one from Becky. Thank you, Becky.
Yes.
And it is... Has a scene in a horror movie ever made you gag? Which one? And I thought we would use this one, not because of Knock at the Cabin, which is very tame for an R-rated movie as far as gore goes.
Yeah.
But because I watched something for the first time this weekend, The Human Centipede.
The first one?
Just the first one. I will watch the second one soon, I promise, because I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, that one's way worse.
That's what I've heard, mostly from you.
Yep. Well,
but I believe you because I looked at the picture of the guy.
Believed.
And yeah, if Jamie's to be believed, it's much worse. The Human Centipede, I thought was very good, much better than I expected.
Yeah, was it? I didn't think it was like total trash.
No,
it was weird. It was out there. It was like
it was very weird. That
concept.
Performance from the lead guy was very strange and excellent.
Yes,
I loved his style. And the way his character was written, I think. I don't know how much he brought to that and how much was written, but yeah, I thought that was cool. It did make me gag.
Curious, which...
I mean,
I'd say which part, but there's a lot of like...
When the guy poops for the first time, yeah.
When he's like, I'm sorry, it's coming.
It's happening, yeah.
That's
what got me, yeah. Another scene from a horror movie that has made me gag is in Raw. When she vomits up the hair.
Mine.
Yeah.
That was my answer.
Was it the hair or was it the finger? Because the finger actually also made me gag.
Yeah, the finger did nothing. It was the hair. It's any movie where someone is pulling a large amount of hair like out of their mouth. Mm-hmm. That makes me
or a drain,
gag.
Even, honestly.
Yeah, okay. I'm pulling long hair out of any sort of hole
Clumps
or orifice.
Or just a clump of hair, really. Just in the shower, I gag.
Yeah, I don't think
sometimes
that would
brushing
be
my
enough for me,
teeth, I gag.
Okay,
just kidding. We're talking about horror movies.
I was going to say then you might have a problem.
I might have a sense.
You're not supposed
reflex.
To go that crazy with the toothbrush.
Well, your tongue is where most of the stink comes from, and you got to scrub it good.
But all right. Hey, I'm not here to question your methods.
So, Jamie, what other scenes from horror movies have made you gag? Can you think of others?
No. Because I thought, and that was what I thought of.
Oh, okay.
I don't gag a whole lot in movies. Like, there's not a whole lot that will be on screen that makes me. I mean, if there's ever an instance where there's someone hawking a loogie or being real snotty, that sometimes could trigger it because I don't like snotty stuff, and I don't like the idea of snotty stuff in one's mouth.
I gagged a little bit in that movie Disobedience when Rachel Weisz spits into Rachel McAdams' mouth.
I will never watch that now. Because that sounds horrible.
It's a good movie, but yeah, that was gross.
I don't like...
And it was a sexy scene. I just can't with spit.
I don't like spit. I don't like snot.
Oh, I can think of another one. In The Visit, speaking of M. Night, when he rubs the diaper on the kid's head. Yeah. He's like, you don't like germs, right? Smush.
Yeah, that didn't do it for me. I don't know. There are things that don't bother me. Blood doesn't bother me.
Blood doesn't make me gag, but it does.
It doesn't make me gag. Poop doesn't really make me gag. I mean, unless I'm like smelling it really nasty, but the look of it, seeing it doesn't make me gag.
Oh, I gagged when Divine ate the poop in polyester, or in Pink Flamingos too. I gag a lot, I guess.
Yeah, I'm learning that. I did not see that movie, and I will not.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I'm just not a John Waters fan.
No, you're not. I forgot. Usually when people's teeth get pulled out, like in Human Centipede.
That makes you gag?
Yeah, it can.
Okay, I think that's what we've learned from this exercise, is that a lot of things make you gag.
I guess so. I'm also a very pukey human being. I puke a lot.
I mean...
So do you, though.
I'm a generally pukey human being, but not because I'm gagging about something. That's just because I have the stomach of a 90-year-old man.
I have the stomach of, I don't know, someone who's nervous and nauseous all the time, I guess.
Well, what fun we are.
Yeah.
Look at us.
You know what I said after the dinner and musical yesterday for Kay's birthday? I said,
What?
Well, my stomach doesn't hurt at all, and I ate somewhere and drank alcohol. So it was a successful night.
That is good.
But it's rare enough that...
That you had to call it out?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's like, listen, as you get older, drinking in general is just a risky move.
Unless you're really committed. I don't know, man. As a part-time casual drinker.
Yeah.
I'm out of practice and I'm bad at it right now. Can't do it.
No, I don't know how. Well, Kitty's good.
She can put
Kitty's
it away.
well practiced. She can put it away better than and most people I know. But like we were in New Orleans, I didn't have any issues. But man, even last night, like she and I had two. What were they, like margaritas in a can or something like that?
Yeah.
And this morning I was like, ugh, like
Really?
I feel horrible. But then I went for brunch with a former coworker and felt better.
Did you have alcohol at brunch?
I did.
No, that's probably why you felt better.
That's probably why I had a little mimosa.
Well, Jamie's got an iron stomach. And
I mean, that is a false statement. but in this situation, with
she has an
regards
iron
to
gag
watching
reflex, and I'm always gagging.
Also, not a statement I want to put out there.
Why?
Because
It'll make you more popular.
I'm not looking for that sort of popularity, lady. No, siree.
They're going to be banging down your door.
That's what I'm worried about.
Listeners, what scenes from horror movies have made you gag? You guys ever seen Society? That's a pretty funny, gross movie. It didn't make me gag, but it's pretty funny. So I guess let's start talking about Knock at the Cabin. Listeners, we're running low on roundtable questions, so if you've got any burning questions, please feel free to send them in.
Smoldering questions?
Yeah.
Any dimly lit ones?
And let us know. It's you could tweet us or you could comment on our website, bloodlust.net.
Or leave us a rating.
That'd be nice. You know that we went down one? I didn't even know that was possible. We were at 84, now we're at 83.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's fun. We're going in reverse after almost 10 years. That's nice. Anyways, let's start talking about Knock at the Cabin. Jamie, would you like to give us the stats for this film?
Sure.
Thank you.
This was, like you said, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, written by him, Steve Desmond, whatever. I don't know what it goes by. Michael Sherman, and it's based on the novel Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. It stars Dave Bautista, Jonathan Groff, and Ben Aldridge. It's rated R, Runtime 1 hour 40 minutes. Released February 3rd of 2023. Rotten Tomatoes score 67% critics, 64% audience, and it's available currently in theaters.
Theaters. Actually, I think it might also be on streaming now, or if not now, later this week.
Oh, okay. Well,
but it'll probably be
recording,
a $20 rental.
Sure.
Yeah. And this one, I would say the less you know about it, the better. But since we're going to talk about it, I will let you know that it is about a family of 3, a little girl who's like 8 years old and her 2 pops, her 2 dads, and their vacation rental is invaded by 4 strangers, one of whom is Dave Bautista, who ask them to sacrifice one of the family willingly in order to save the world. Now, that person can't kill themselves. They have to be killed by another member of the family. And that is the only thing that will stop the apocalypse, which is nigh.
Very.
And these 4 people are the stand-ins for the 4 horsemen who have gotten these visions, and they have led them to this cabin.
Yep, they led them to meet up and then go to the cabin.
That's right. Surprisingly, this is M. Night Shyamalan's second R-rated movie ever.
What's the other one?
Oh, shit. I think it's The Happening.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even think this needed to be rated R. There was hardly any violence shown
Was
at
it
all.
just because
was
F-bombs?
Yep.
There were like 3.
It was for language. Language and like terror. Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Also, this had the same cinematographer that Robert Eggers uses, a guy named Jaron Balashka, which I thought was worth pointing out because I thought it was kind of pretty. Jamie, what did you think of this movie?
Well, I hadn't heard a ton about this movie, so I went in kind of blind. I knew it was a book, and that was all. I will preface by saying I am kind of a sucker for like apocalyptic end of world type movies, even those sort of shitty like theatrical blockbuster releases, like your 2012s and your
Day After Tomorrow,
all those like I kind of love those. Those are enjoyable in a sort of cheese sort of way, like high action, high CGI. This I actually liked it quite a bit, and I liked it for the sort of the tension of like, is this real or isn't it? But also, as you're starting to maybe believe them too, like that impending apocalyptic doom. And then like once we start talking more about like the plot, like when there's points where they show on the TV, like as things are happening, like to sort of justify and prove what they're saying is correct. There are a couple of scenes of those that hit me right in the sweet spot. Like where it gives me just that like super uncomfortable, uneasy feeling. And like, it was well done for me.
Especially that tsunami. That was very chilling.
Yes. That one, it was just, you're looking for it at first and you don't see anything. And then you start to see it like come over. And then you realize like no one's going to run and escape. Like it was just really well done. There's something about like facing your absolute impending death and not being able to do anything about it.
And not just yours, but the end of the world.
But the end of the world. But I mean, like, I just think about it as a person.
Okay.
As a single person. But yes, sure, the end of the world. And that sort of, there's nothing that can be done about it feel. Like, that gets me. So I liked that. I think the acting in this was pretty well done. I thought everyone did a really solid job at the characters they were supposed to play. I thought the 4 horsemen, the 4 folks who come in, Dave Bautista and his gang, I thought they were all very interesting. I liked that they were all very different people. And I think he was perfectly cast for that role. Because he was like a perfectly like intimidating force of nature kind of figure.
But you could tell he was trying to make himself as unintimidating as possible.
But he was so soft-spoken and just like gentle seeming, like just this gentle giant. And so you can immediately put yourselves in the place of the family that they are walking in on, because you're like, you wouldn't possibly believe that this guy is not who he's, you know, like, or that he is not an intimidating guy who's here to hurt you. Like,
Sure.
look at him.
And look at their weapons.
Right. And look at their crazy ass weapons.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love Jonathan Groff. I think he's great. I've liked him in just about everything I've seen him in. Plus, he's in Mindhunter, which is one of my favorite things ever.
Hear, hear.
And I gotta say, Mr. Ben Aldridge is a very hunky actor who I've never seen in anything before.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
But yeah, he was kind of a babe. But I thought he did well, and that little girl is cute as heck. So I think the acting was great. Like you said, I'm glad you mentioned that it was the same cinematographer that Robert Eggers uses, because I like how it looked.
It had a great look. I liked the scenes with the focus pulling. They used it to great effect, especially when Dave Bautista's is lip syncing to what the newscaster is saying, or saying it at the same time. Yeah.
No, I thought the story was interesting. I thought the concept was interesting. It absolutely made me think as I was going through it, like, what would I do? Although I didn't have to think very long, because I'm pretty sure I know exactly how I would react in that situation.
Yeah, I agree.
But
well, I don't know. You know,
I mean, I guess you never know until
I know
you're
what
there.
I say I would do, but
Exactly.
I don't know when the chips are down. I think I might be the kind of person that was like, oh, fuck. You know?
I mean, I just think it was really well done. I'm into apocalyptic stuff, and this had, like, it was kind of the main theme of it, but it still played was backseat to sort of what was happening in the house.
Sure.
And I really liked the sort of intercutting of them remembering back to, like, their relationship and, like, meeting each other in other hard times. Because I feel like that's natural. That's what would happen if you're in a situation where you feel like you're being threatened and you're likely you might get killed, or your family, or all of you, and, like, something's going to happen. You're going to think of, you know, other times where you felt most scared, or other times where you felt happy.
That's true. And go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and it just helped add a little depth, you know, add some more depth to the characters.
And in a way that didn't feel shoehorned in, because a lot of times you see those kind of flashbacks in movies and they do feel shoehorned in. Whereas I feel like where they popped up in this and what they chose to show was pretty, oh God, that's one of the new toys.
I hear it.
Yeah. There's urgent whispering going on out there.
Of course,
you need to be quiet, little moms. Did you know that we're Big Mom and Little Mom?
No, that's precious.
Yeah. Little Mom's recording. You have to be quiet.
Oh, God. Get out of here.
I just think that it speaks to the skill that M. Night has in storytelling, that the way that the flashbacks were peppered in and what they chose to show was a good way to get us to have some empathy with the characters. And I think that it was smart to not do the same thing for the Four Horsemen.
I agree.
To give them a name, I guess.
I mean,
I think he approached it in a very
their
smart way.
Introductions.
And that's all you get for them. And that's the same thing in the book, too.
I liked that. And I liked you do get a little bit more kind of later on, but it's more just confirmation of what they said. But I liked that. You didn't need to know a lot about them. I liked the mystery
the less you
of,
know,
like,
the better.
They are literally just four strangers who had these visions and, like, met up on a boardwalk. And
were they chosen for a reason? We don't know.
Right. It's just interesting. It's definitely an interesting concept to think that, like, that is what is something that would absolutely need to happen in order for it not to be the end of the world.
But it is not unheard of in the Bible.
Right, exactly. But I think the Bible is kind of crazy. So
it's whack.
So, like, my statement
it's
still
wiggity,
stands.
wiggity whack.
Yeah. I just, that concept in general is just nuts to me. But
absolutely.
But I'm still into it. Like, Revelations was a cool chapter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we get a lot of good horror movies from it.
Yep. It's got a lot of wacky stuff in it that's scary and horror-inducing.
And did you have a problem with the length? Did you feel like it dragged in any spots?
No, actually, not really. I didn't for some reason at first I thought this movie was longer.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and it turned out to. And I thought, okay, if it's as long as Jamie thought it was, it didn't feel long, but it was only 140. So
yep, I for some reason thought I had heard or read that it was over 2 hours, and I was like, oh, God, there's going to be like a moment where it's lagging a little. But
what did you think about like the fact that this is kind of a single location movie, almost like a single room kind of thing?
I have no problem with those if they're done well. Like,
and it didn't bother you. It didn't bother me in this.
It didn't bother me at all. I didn't even think about it until you just mentioned it.
I felt like the action was good.
Home invasion stuff.
You also like what?
Home invasion type stuff,
yeah,
which generally
is what
takes place all in that, and I like those. So this combined home invasion plus apocalyptic stuff, which
plus a very high concept. Like Twilight Zone-y setup that gives you something to think about and talk about outside of the movie. What would you do in this scenario?
Yep, I liked that a lot. I don't know. I just feel like this movie was a surprise. It was surprising to me that I liked it as much as I did by the end of it.
I'm glad that we had somebody who didn't know anything going in. Because I think that this would have been really cool not knowing that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad. I have the book on reserve, but I didn't want to read it before seeing this.
That's fair. I think the performances were all good. I agree with you, except for the little girl. I didn't think she was great.
I just thought she was so cute as a button.
But she was, and they didn't need her to do a whole lot until a certain pivotal scene during kind of the climax. And she does a great job with that when she throws the tantrum.
That was so funny.
Which to me was the most important thing that she had to do in the movie. So the fact that she nailed that, that's good enough.
Yeah, if she's going to be the worst
exactly. And apart
a whole
from
cast
that,
of adults,
although I do think of
well.
M. Night as being somebody who's particularly good at directing children, and I don't think he nailed it. But whatever, that's splitting hairs a little bit. Otherwise, I agree. I think that the performances were quite good, especially Dave Bautista.
Yeah, even Rupert Grint, little Ron Weasley, who wasn't in it a ton, but I noticed his accent a few times, which...
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him in enough things for me to not see him as Ron still. I just think of him as Ron. And so it was hard for me, and I can see now why actors get typecast.
Yeah.
And why a big iconic role ruins their careers. Because it's hard.
You got to be a Daniel Radcliffe and just do all the wackiest shit you can get your hands on.
Yeah, so people start seeing you as other stuff.
Yep. Because I don't think I've seen Rupert Grint in anything.
He's
seen the other two
Dreams in the Witch House, the Cabinet of Curiosities episode, but that's the only other thing I've seen him in. I know he's in M. Night's TV series, The Servant. In fact, I think the lady... the black lady that's one of the four horsemen.
The nurse.
Yeah, she's also on that show, I believe.
Okay.
Or she was in Old, maybe? Or both. I forget.
Maybe both. Oh, God, I've, forgotten Old.
Yeah.
Which is probably best for everyone to do.
Do you want to talk about where this falls in your M. Night listing, your ranking?
I'm going to be honest. I, forgot it was M. Night until the end when his name popped up. I forgot this was an M. Night.
Well, this is one of his only movies that he didn't write. You know, there's only this and After Earth, I think, for quite a while anyway. He may not have written the Airbender one, but he's written most everything else.
I would probably put this... It's hard to say. If he didn't write it, then it's not fully his. But I would probably put this up.
I mean, he did write it. It's just not his source material.
Right, but it's not his source. Yeah. I would probably put it up in maybe the top 6. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that's about where I'm putting it too.
Yeah, it's probably hovering around 6 or 7, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I'd have to look at the list of all of them, but it's it's not one of the worst ones. His movies are just so tough because, especially now, it's like you never know what you're going to get with it. Like, is it going to be a knock out of the park? Is it going to be like meh? Is it going to be a shit show? And
Right.
it was not a shit show, and I don't think it was meh, but I don't think it was like knocked out of the park. But I think it's a very solid movie, and if you don't have any other like preconceived, ideas about it,
And
or
that's
any
key, I think.
anticipation about certain things happening, then I think you are likely to enjoy this movie.
And what do you think you want to rate this one?
I'd rate this a 4. I mean, and that's just based on just my
Sure.
feeling of it, how I felt at the end of it. Like I said, it hit my sweet spots with the like that feeling impending doom and everything's gonna end, and you know it, and like with the tsunami, like you know it and you see it, and it's a total like this is it moment, and those are always gonna be winners in my book. Like when they're done well.
It's
And
a cool
especially-
story. It's a cool setup.
And yeah, every time they would turn on the news to listen to one of the stories, like I could feel myself like feeling more anxious because and then watching
Because
the
we're
airplanes
so
like
used to that.
drop out of the sky and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it taps into very real fears that we have.
Yeah,
and how are
exactly.
we going to find out when when disaster happens for us?
Yep.
We're going to find out on television before
Yeah.
we,
So all of that and just the visuals of it and just the like quick progression of events. And as you sort of realize that like this is real. And then you start thinking like, how is that possible? Like what does that mean? Like, it's just,
And the fact,
I just
the
like it.
implications of it are very, very dark.
yeah, for sure.
Even though we'll talk about the ending, but
yeah, I'd say this is a 4.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. And that's probably because, I'm a big fan of Paul Tremblay and I'm a big fan of the book.
Yeah.
And we're going to start spoiling it pretty soon, but I do recommend it. I think it's a good movie, a good enough movie for people to watch. I think that non-horror fans would be fine with this. There's no gore at all.
No, they're the killings and any
They're
blood
not
stuff or
shown.
killing, it's all very suggestive or like just off scene, which I loved that they did that.
The first kill was really well done.
Oh, yeah,
I really liked the fact, the way that it was cropped. The way it was framed. I liked what
agree.
wasn't shown. I thought that was very cool. I don't know why exactly, since it's an R-rated movie, but if that's not what he chose to focus on, then that's not what he chose to focus on, and that's fine.
I like that because it allowed you as the viewer to still continue seeing them as not entirely threatening. Like
That's
you
true.
know what happened, but you didn't see it. You didn't witness it with your eyeballs like the two guys did.
I wonder if
the
that's a
family
cop
did.
out, though. Should they have felt more threatening, since the characters did see them do that?
It could be, but I like the way they did it. I don't think
I
I would
liked
have
it, too.
wanted it the other way. I think it would have changed the tone because then it would be.
It would definitely not be a movie we could recommend to non-horror audiences if they
Yeah.
had shown that.
I like that it was
Yeah, that's fair.
that it was
because
happening, but it's suggestive.
the story is not a hardcore horror story. The story is a Twilight Zone-y story, so it's
Right.
fine that it's, I
Yeah.
guess you're right. I think maybe we should get into the spoilers because I want to talk about I want to talk about what I thought as far as, because I wasn't happy with the major change that they made.
Okay.
And I'd like to talk about that. So if you
Let's get in it.
If you haven't read the book or seen the movie, I would say, if you want to read the book, just know, and you've already seen the movie, know that the book is good, but it's very different at the end. There's a big change. Everything else, though, it follows very closely. But there's a big change, and it changes the tone, the overall tone. So now, post-spoiler break, I would say, okay, so in the book, it is much more ambiguous. You are never positive that the world is actually ending. You're not sure that the people aren't just crazy. Although the guy who has a concussion, the dad with a concussion, does see visions and stuff.
Okay.
And it's also found revealed in the book that the guy who is the first one killed, Rupert Grint's character, was the same guy who attacked him at the bar.
That is revealed in the book?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you had said that part also was.
I forgot.
Revealed.
I had to look it up afterwards.
Okay.
Here's what happens. In the book, when the little girl is accidentally killed in the struggle for the gun, when Dave Bautista is struggling with the one dad for the gun, it goes off and it kills Wen. It shoots her in the head and kills her. And then Dave Bautista kills himself. And basically they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're not going to make the decision. The difference in the explanation is that when Dave Bautista explicitly says, you're going to wander the earth, that's not in the book. Okay. It's kind of assumed that, when this stuff happens, you're just going to die with everybody else. And they choose, you know what?
To
no.
do that.
After all this, I don't know if we're worth saving. We don't want to do it. Fuck them.
Yeah.
And they just kind of walk away from the cabin. The sky is in turmoil. You're not sure what's going to happen. And I love that ending.
Yeah, I like that.
I understand where a big major studio movie can't really have an ending like that, I guess. I would have preferred that it stayed ambiguous. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that a director this big and with this much budget was able to adapt a book of somebody I like so much and a book that I find so interesting and so good. But what it reminded me of a bit was the movie AI and how that was Stanley Kubrick's story and his passion project. And then Steven Spielberg took it over.
Spielberg.
Spurbin, good old Spurbin.
Yep.
And I feel like, the bones of the story and the idea are there, but the dark worldview that you kind of take away from it doesn't carry through to the end. And that's that's the same thing that I think happened to AI. He couldn't stick that landing and give us the dark ending that this story really deserved. We got a Hollywood ending out of it.
Yeah.
Which I still think it's a cool movie and it's worth seeing, but I can't help but kind of mourn for the movie that it could have been.
That makes sense. I feel like maybe in the hands of a more indie director,
but again, then it wouldn't have had the performances.
Budget. Right.
It wouldn't have had that look.
Necessarily the cast. So
right.
It's maybe a fair trade.
Well, I guess, but it could have been an even better movie.
It could have been a little less Hollywoody.
They could have cut out the Four Horsemen thing with him being like, oh, and I just figured out these are the, like he spells out, he calls them the Four Horsemen being malice, nurturing, healing, and guidance. But that's a kind of bastard. Yeah, that's what he says. He says Rupert Grint's character's malice. The nurturer is the nurturer is the chef. The healer is the nurse, and the teacher is the guidance.
I gotcha. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse are war, famine, conquest, and death. So they're changing it to fit their needs, but and they don't spell that out in the book, but they do. They do wear the same clothes. There's the white rider, the red rider, the black rider. So their clothes are matching the colors. If you consider the pale rider is yellow, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool.
I like that, but don't spell it out like that. That was a little
No, you never need to do that, really.
That was a little cheese ball. That was a little cheese ball, but otherwise I think it was solid.
I like how they showed him seeing the visions. Like, I guess you don't really see them, but I like the one scene where he's concussed, obviously.
Yeah.
And, like, Dave Bautista is standing there, and there's just, like, a shimmer of light, like a bright light. And it almost looks like a reflection on the mirror or something.
Yes.
But you can tell, you do get the sense that, like, something else is happening there.
Right.
Like, something a little supernatural is happening.
Yeah, but they went light on it, which was good.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't... You easily just think the whole time that when he even mentions vision, that, like, oh, well, he's concussed.
He's concussed.
So, like, he's probably having some visual hallucinations.
Yeah. At the very least, halos and things. Mm-hmm. Sorry about my drink. Clinky, clinky, clink.
'Tis all right.
As your thing beeped.
Yeah, well, still beeping.
It's just part of the show now. It's our
Listen,
third
I'll
host.
change it eventually. Now that I really know what the issue is, I'll get to it.
She'll get to it, guys.
I've had bigger things on my mind.
Yeah, I'd say. So, overall, that is what we think. We would love to hear what you think. Let us know. I'd say I'm not surprised at the Rotten Tomatoes scores, and I'm not surprised that they're pretty close.
Yeah.
This isn't a polarizing movie like a lot of his movies could be.
No, and I think objectively speaking, like, it's not a bad movie. Like, it's well made and well done and well acted. So if you've seen the book and you have issues about things that have been changed, or like Karen saw it and she's never read the book and she didn't really like it. So there are some people who just weren't into it.
Right.
It worked for me.
That's
Did
excellent.
Kay like it?
Yes, she did like it. She said that she liked a lot of the same stuff we did, especially with the flashbacks and stuff. But she thought that since they were using the flashbacks to kind of develop their characters, since we're only seeing them for 2 days or whatever, she thought that they should have added something in with the guys, like showing that their relationship was strong outside of the kid. She would have liked to show something to strengthen and show like that their relationship was strong. And I agree, that would have been a positive interaction that didn't have to do with the daughter.
Yeah. Well, they did show the one scene of his parents coming over. Yeah. And him being essentially like dismissed by his parents.
And then the partner saying, we're always together. Yeah. That's true.
I mean, that was just one little nugget.
Yeah, she just wanted a little more development of that, but otherwise I think she liked it.
It would make sense to lean more into the daughter scenes.
That's true, because it was more about them as a family.
Yeah, but I was going to say it would make more sense to lean into that if they were going to end up killing the daughter in the end.
And I will say, as much as I wished it would have stayed ambiguous, and in that way stayed closer to the book, I'm totally fine with them not killing her.
Yeah.
100%. It was a gut punch in the book, and it was the kind of thing where like I had to put it down for a little bit because it was really dark, but I don't need it in the movie.
I thought the scene after the one dad sacrifices himself and the other one climbs up in the treehouse and she's like, did Daddy Eric save the world? Like, or save everybody?
Yeah.
I like immediately started tearing up.
Yeah,
and then
me
they
too.
just like hugged and started crying. I was like, well, this was unexpected. Like, I didn't expect having these sort of emotions.
Yeah.
I thought they were a very convincing little family unit.
Mm-hmm. They did a nice job with that, even just with like the singing in the car, because that made me think of.
That was real cute.
Kay and I were singing Alanis Morissette loudly in the car yesterday on the way home from the musical, and I couldn't help but think of us.
Wow, look at that!
But we were going, hi, ya, ha, how,
It's a little bit different than Boogie Shoes.
It was funny after that musical. You could tell that the characters by the end were so hoarse because there's so much scream singing with Alanis.
Oh, I'm sure.
And even just riding home and screaming the songs, we were hoarse by the time we got home. So that's how you shred your vocal cords right there.
It sure is.
They're all going to have nodules. Nodules. You want nodules? Because that's how you get nodules.
That's how you get nodules. Everyone says that. It's just science.
So that's what we think about Knock at the Cabin. Have I ever sang you our song that we sing for Barbie?
No, I don't think so.
Do you want to hear it?
I mean, yeah, of course.
It goes like this. Oh, Barbie. Oh, my love. That's how it goes.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Got a little choked up there for a minute.
She goes like this.
I'm sure she does. She's probably like, look at these crazy broads.
She's probably out there doing that right now because she heard it.
She heard it. Oh, Babs.
Even when we FaceTime. So, we are getting into March, into Smarch, and Smarch means Women in Horror Month. A big month here at the Bloodlust. So, we are going to, as we did last month, or earlier this month, when we revisited People Under the Stairs, we are going to revisit an older movie. This one's from 1987, and directed by a lady.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
She's a lady. It's Catherine Bigelow's Near Dark. Very exciting.
Yes,
Bill
I'm
Paxton,
excited.
Lance Henriksen.
R.I.P.
Neither of us have seen this film, and I think it's high time that we do.
Yeah, I'm for it.
So we're checking this one off our list. We hope that you will watch it if you haven't, and revisit it if you have, and then join us back here in 2 weeks so that we can all discuss. We'll reconvene, we'll discuss, we'll have some coffee, we'll talk, no big whoop.
Walk, yeah.
Hopefully you're all staying safe with this weather. Take care of yourself. Jamie, we sort of brought it up earlier. You would not kill a member of your family or allow yourself to be killed to avert the apocalypse.
I would sooner allow myself to be killed, but I don't believe any member of my family would do that.
I don't think so either.
I could be wrong, but I can tell you I could not kill a member of my family.
I don't think I could either, so I would maybe volunteer to be killed, but
my
that's
number
the best
one
I could
would
do.
be like, I guess we're all going out together.
Yeah.
And it'll suck, but it's probably our time.
Yeah, and if God makes these requests of you, then, fuck him.
Fuck them. What an insane request.
What an asshole.
Yeah, like, what game are you playing here?
God didn't even let Abraham sacrifice Isaac when it came down to it, so it seems foolish that God would do something like this. But whatever, that's the premise of the movie, you gotta go with it. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Near Dark, 2 weeks. Thanks for listening. Please go and review us, for fuck's sake. How do we go down one? You can rescind? I didn't know you could rescind. Why would somebody do that?
Or someone, cancels their Apple ID, and
Wow.
it just removes all history of things they've done.
That's upsetting, and I don't like it. Hopefully somebody will take pity on us. Excuse me.
Yeah, watch it.
So sorry. All right, Jamie. Thanks for joining me. It's always a pleasure.
You're welcome. Yes. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'll talk to you
Or
soon.
at work.
Yeah, I'll see you at work. Listeners, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Until then, I've been Amy.
I'm Jamie.
Thank you, good night, and hail Ratma.
Goodbye.
And I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away.
Is that exactly how it sounded?
Fair to deny me.
Yeah, that's how it went.
Was it really horrible?
No.